Hello, John the Gym Teacher here. It's nice to see you guys. Thank you for coming to my channel. So today I'm going to be making a solo video and I want to talk to you guys about the importance, you guys probably got it from the thumbnail, the importance of meditation and mindfulness. And at the end, we are going to practice meditation. Okay? So I'll talk you guys through it. Very easy, yada, yada, yada. So let's talk about this, okay? Now I'm sure you guys have heard about meditation before. Meditation is one of those things that, like, you might hear, I mean, I watch a lot of anime, so, you see people meditating, they start floating in the middle of the air. You get all these kind of like guru type of things, and it kind of sounds a little hokey. Now, meditation is not really all of that stuff. Meditation is the practice of calming your mind down, okay? So the exact definition I have here is meditation is the practice in which a individual uses a technique to focus the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity. Now this is to make sure that we can put ourselves to a mentally clear and an emotionally calm, stable state. So in this way, meditation is training our brains, okay? So when you're sitting down, some people do this, but you can meditate anywhere, not when you're driving, but you can meditate anywhere. My class and I, we go on meditative walks consistently, all sorts of things. But the most traditional way is seated in a chair, or sitting on the ground. You can also lay on your back. Though the most effective way is to be seated. The issues with laying on your back and meditating is that you might fall asleep. So if you are going to do that, make sure you're alert. There are some meditations you can do on your back, like progressive muscle relaxation. I'll show you guys that later. It's one of my personal favorites. But the importance of meditation. Have you guys ever felt like completely jumbled, like there's so much stuff going on, so much stress and this and that? And sometimes, because I believe meditation is a natural thing us as humans do, even by mistake, but sometimes you kind of stop yourself and it's like, wait a minute, even when you write down your things, like everything I have to do today, and it's really only like 2 or 3 things, and it's just like you're stressing out about making it a much bigger deal than you need to, or the fact that it's really hard to really organize certain things in your mind, and you just have other things you're worried about. You might have schoolwork, you might have a girlfriend, you might have or boyfriend, you might have to walk your puppy 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever that might be. Term paper, I don't know. So, but meditation, it helps us to control our thoughts. Now, I'm not sure if I've said this already, but this is a very important rule, okay? Your thoughts control your feelings control your behaviors, and your behaviors, they shape your expectations, or your experiences rather, okay? Now your experiences, they show, or they kind of come across and they dictate your thoughts, but your thoughts are the common denominator that starts the whole thing. The only thing in there that you can really control are your thoughts, okay? Now we'll get on to all of that in a little bit when we get into mindfulness, but I'm just going to talk to you guys about how to meditate. We talked about is to get mentally clear, is to practice our brain at being calm, and it's so beneficial, especially in certain moments when we aren't calm, when things are very stressful. We kind of get right back into it. Like, it's not as stressful as it used to be. You learn to take little, what I like to call pregnant pauses, when you just take a deep breath, breathing out, and you just kind of like a mini meditation right there, just to recollect yourself. Now, let's talk about mindfulness for a second, okay? So, mindfulness is a little different from meditation. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment. So mindfulness is a way of bringing meditation into our daily lives, our daily activities, and everything. All right, so again, my example before, I said we all use meditation in different ways. We all have certain things we're experts in, so, or things that we're very good at. So for me, when I was in high school, I played football. Now, I was very in the moment when I played football. That's why I love playing football. I wasn't worried about home. I wasn't worried about school. I wasn't worried about getting into college. It was just football, my positions, this and that. I loved it. It was great. Now, in that state, that is kind of being mindful of what I'm doing. When I'm down in my 3 point stance, because I was a lineman, down in my 3 point stance, I'm focusing on, what's my outside linebacker doing? Am I standing on this guy's offset shoulder? Because I'm focused in the present. As soon as the guy calls hike, am I containing the run? Am I containing the pass? Or am I looking for a runner? Is it a runner or a pass? All these things happen simultaneously, but I'm present. I'm in the moment. I'm not thinking about what my girlfriend said the other night. I'm not thinking about schoolwork. I'm not thinking about any of that other stuff. Now, that's being mindful in one area. But you can be mindful in multiple areas in your life. Again, with the free throw example, you see Chris Paul on that free throw line. He's very mindful. He gets into his meditative state. He shoots. Kobe, another huge meditator. Free throws, 3 points, whatever. He gets to click in and out, being in the present moment. He's very mindful. One of my favorite things with Kobe, he was so mindful in the game. He was playing against, it was the Lakers versus the Sacramento Kings, and Matt Barnes, one of my favorite players, took the ball and shoved it in his face really quickly, but Kobe didn't flinch. He was so locked in. He was so locked in. So, mindfulness is being focused in the present moment. Meditation is focusing our mind and focusing our mind to pay attention. So we focus on our thoughts, all these different things. Now, before we start, I do want to tell you something. The first time you meditate, it's not going to be easy. It may not be easy for people right away. I know for me, my issue was I kept thinking about everything else except for, concentrating on what I was doing, and I would fall asleep. So those were my issues. Some things that helped me, I would put on headphones with ocean sounds or whatnot, or nature sounds. But that's just for me personally. Something might work better for you, but don't beat yourself up on this, okay? So I heard this metaphor for meditation. You guys can visualize this while you're meditating as well, okay? So imagine you're standing on the edge of a coast, on the edge of a shoreline, and you're looking out into the waves. Now you look up in the sky and you see a seagull, but you should be able to see the reflection of the seagull in the ocean, right? But if the waves are rippled and there's a bunch of waves, you're not going to be able to see anything, all right? Sometimes our mind is like those waves. It's crashing to the surface, there's things going on. Sometimes we're just not emotionally where we want to be, and we don't even realize that we're upset, but we are very upset, or more upset than we initially thought we were, or more stressed than we thought we were, or whatever. It could be anything. The waves can be anything. You could be overexcited. I'm going to Disney World, I can't focus on school because I'm going to see my cousins next week, whatever. But meditation is you breathing in through your nose, holding it in your lungs, out through your mouth, in a sigh, very good, just like that, and just focusing on that, and you're going to try to calm those waves. Make sure it's nice and clear, the water is nice and smooth, so you can see the reflection of the seagull right there in the ocean, okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my camera. We're going to sit down cross-legged on the floor. We're going to meditate. I'm going to help you through this. It's not going to be for too long, but I want you guys to just get an understanding of meditation, an understanding of why it's important, an understanding of how we can even use this into our daily lives. But it's a practice, and recommended 5 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes for some. I know some people do hours. That's not me. I'd fall asleep. But it's almost like that fresh cup of coffee is better than coffee, honestly, for me. I've been meditating for about 3 years now. Consistently, every single day, probably about a year and a half now. But I've been meditating for about 3 years now, and it's changed my life. But it's been great. So while meditating, again, you're just going to be focusing on your breath. You're going to be nice and quiet and try to just clear your mind, okay? Now, one of my favorite things is you want to focus on not focusing on anything, all right? Now, your thoughts, they're just kind of like fleeting, all right? Think of them like birds in the sky flying south for the winter, all right? You don't want to focus on a single bird because that's going to distract you from what you're currently doing, okay? Your thoughts, they come and go, all right? But focusing on your present moment, your breathing, the gravity, the weight, your posture, all that stuff, just focusing will help you immensely, all right? So, that's enough talking for me. Let's begin. Alrighty guys, so there's different ways to meditate. There's some people who do the martial arts version, what I like to call the martial arts version. You just kind of sit back on your heels, good posture, chest up, and you're almost like something is pulling your hair up, forcing your spine to be nice and straight. And what this does, keeping your chin up, what this does is makes it easier for you to breathe, okay? Now, I'm going to sit cross-legged on the floor. This is what I'm going to be doing. What I like to do personally, because I never know what to do with my hands. What's up, Turk? This is my cat, Turk, my best friend. Now, what I like to do is I like to put my dominant hand on the bottom and my non-dominant hand on top, and I like to connect my thumbs. So my right hand's on the bottom, so I'm right-handed, and then my left hand's on top. Connect my thumbs. Good posture. All right? Just like this. And you also have the option, again, you don't have to do all of this sitting down, whatever, wherever you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable like this, straighten out your legs. Just sit in a nice yoga L seat. Breathe. Sit against the wall. Or, you know, if anything, sit in a chair. But you want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable. All right, so I'm going to sit down right here on the floor. All right? Love this remote. Dim the lights just a little bit. Okay? So, dominant hand right here, non-dominant on the bottom, on the top. And just letting you guys know, if you guys have pets like I do, they may come and bother you a little bit, but you do not really have to pay attention to them. There's a way you can meditate with animals. And basically, it's just ignoring the animal, letting the animal sit with you, and just relax. But what we're going to do, sitting up, nice and straight, deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2. And sigh it out for 8. Very good. We're going to remain focused. Want you breathing at your own pace, okay? In for 4. Hold for 2. And out for 8. You may close your eyes if you'd like. Focusing on your breath. Focus on the air coming in through your nose, going down your trachea, filling up your lungs. What's the temperature of the air? Is it warm? Is it cold? When you sigh it out, how do you feel? Are your muscles more relaxed? Right now, practicing mindfulness. During meditation, we are being mindful of the present. Feel presently sitting. Just breathing in and out. Soften up your eyes if your eyes are open. Just gaze right on at the floor in front of you. Just off in the distance in the floor in front of you. Chest out, straight back, chin up. And smile. Meditation is a gift that you give yourself. Thoughts keep coming up, congratulations. If you recognize you're thinking about other things, that is fantastic. That means you know that you're being distracted. And that's being mindful. And when you feel yourself being distracted, just come right back to your breath. In for 4. Hold for 2. Out for 8. You can even say that to yourself to refocus your mind on this one thing, which is breathing. In for 4. Hold for 2. And out for 8. Good. Feeling all the stress just kind of melting away. Every exhale almost sinking deeper into the ground, like maintaining your posture. Now, without moving your eyes, bring attention to the room where you're at. Understand the room that you're in, what you're currently doing. You can open your eyes at this point if you haven't done so yet. Deep breath in, biggest breath we've taken all day. Hold for 2, and out for 8. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today. It's been a joy to have you guys. Again, it's a short 3 to 5 minute meditation. You already feel so much better. At least I know I do. Well, I hope whenever part of your day you watch this, however you're feeling, I hope it makes you feel better. Hope you feel great. Have an amazing day. All right? See you guys later. See you guys next time.